Assalamu alaikum. What are the difference between water and salty water? Why the ice float above the water every time? How fish can stay alive under the ice? All of that and more in this video. Watch please. Assalamu alaikum, welcome back. Today we have an experiment that's really amazing. I'm so excited for that. That's something like magic. We want that 2 cups of water, okay, and we want salt and 2 eggs, okay. Now we will put the salt in this one here, like that, okay, and use the spoon to move all salt in the water. We can put more salt to make it salty water. Now as you see here, we have salty water and we have an empty water, okay. Now what will happen if we put this clear water? Look over. Now it sink. What about the other one? Look over. Oh, it floats. Yeah, in salty water the egg float, but in the clear water, okay, the egg sink. Can you see that? What is the difference? Why the egg here float and the other one sink? What's happened? We'll explain that at the end of the video.
Assalamu alaikum, welcome back again. In this experiment we will use the water, and also we will use the kettle to boiling the water, and also we will use the blue color and red color, that is the food color. And if you have this plastic or this bottle cup to use it for the hot water and like that, and also I made this ice cube, and this ice cube I would just food color, the blue food color, to make it like blue like that, okay. Okay, now, and also if you have the spoon to use it for to get out the cubes of ice and like that. Okay, now let's start with each other. First we will use the ice cube, the blue ice cube, okay, and we will put the ice cube in the water, and let's watch what will happen. Amazing. Can you see that? When we put the ice cube in the water, can you see that this ice cube melt and release the water liquid, and because of the liquid water colder than the normal water do we have here, all of these water cold moves down, because the cold water will be denser than the water. Okay, now let's use the another one. Let's use the hot water, okay, and in this case we'll use this, that is the hot water. Be careful and use the hot water. Okay, now it's hot water, and we'll use the red food color with the hot water. Look over, it's very hot, very hot. Be careful. Okay, okay, now we will use this red color with this hot water, like that. Now we have hot red water. Okay, now we'll put with the another one here in the water, and let's watch what will happen. Oh, amazing. Can you see that? All of the red water float, and this one back still release the cold cold water. Okay, now can you see that? Now the red water float and the blue water sink. Why? Because of the red one hotter than the colder one. Okay, now we have 2 layers. If we focus more to look over what will happen here, now you can see that we have, okay, now we have 2 layers. We have the red color layer or red water layer that is hot, and the blue water layer, and that is cold, because that the colder one sink and the warmer one float, like that. Excellent. Okay, now what will happen if we put all of the ice cube in the water? Look over. Aha, now all of the ice cube float all the ice cube float. Can you see that? All the ice cube float. Now, how it's happened? Now, the ice cube colder than water. We said that when we have cold water or cold something, these colder things will be denser than the hotter one. Now, the ice, of course, will be colder than water. Why the ice float? Why the ice float? Why the ice not moves down? Why the ice not sink? Can you see that? That's the ice, and ice is colder than water. Why it's not sink? Why all of that happen? We'll explain that now. Okay, welcome back. If you look over in this experiment, we said that before, here this one release the cold water down because this one is colder than the hot water. And when we put the hot water up, now that is the hot one, and the hot one float and the cold one sink. Okay, and the cold one sink. Okay, now the question is why the ice cube float up of the water if this ice cube colder than water should to sink? How it's happened? Now the same question you have sometimes, how fish can stay alive under the ice? How fish can stay alive under the ice? Subhanallah, all objects, the colder one sink and the hotter one float. If you look over for the hot air, float and moves up and fly up. If you look over for the balloon, for example, these balloon have hot air, and because that can fly and can move up. But in other hand, the cold air or anything else, the colder one moves down, except the ice. Subhanallah. Look over for this picture to understand more. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give the water or give this ice or the cold water, these properties to let the fish to still alive under the water. Subhanallah. In the normal case, in the summer, the hot water moves up and the cold water moves down. But when the water reach 4 Celsius degree, the opposite will happen. Okay, can you see that here in the winter, in very cold places? Now this 4 Celsius degree temperature of the water moves down, and up it will be colder than down. And in this place we have ice. The ice have another property or different property than water. The ice have more volume. The ice cube or the ice in general less density than water, because of the more volume and the less density, the ice can float up of the water, and the water down is still warmer than the ice up. Okay, and that's happened in the very cold places in down of the 0 temperature degree, because that sometimes if you put the bottle in freezer and you'll forgot to get it out from the freezer, sometimes it will damage and broken. Why? Ice expand and maybe it will damage this bottle. Okay, and that's happened except for ice. To let the ice float because less density than the warmer water down. Subhanallah, really amazing. Okay, what about this amazing experiment? Now, when we put the egg in this normal water sink, in the other hand, the salty water with egg, the egg will float like that. Okay, the egg here float, in the other one the egg will sink. Why it's happened? Now, because of the salty water denser than the egg. Okay, the salty water have more density than the normal water, because that they said sometimes when you swim in the salty water, it will be easier than swim in the river or in the clear water. Why? Because this salty water denser than your body, and you can float and you can swim easier than the other one. Okay, now because of the salt will make more volume for this molecule of water, because that this one become denser than the egg, because that egg can float here but cannot here, because in this case the egg will denser than the normal water and sink down. Okay, I hope you enjoy and hope you understand. If you have any question, you can ask me down in comments or in WhatsApp. Thanks a lot. See you next time, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.